roll up, it's time to head to the fair. Here are 19 reasons to read Joyland. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Dave Musson, at Dave Musson on Instagram, and this is a place where I'm taking you through the works of Stephen King in chronological order, fucking tractor, and giving you 19 reasons to read every single one of his books, and pointing out tractors when they drive past my window, even though you probably can't hear them and you definitely can't see them. If all of that sounds like something you would like more of, then maybe click subscribe and click around to see what else is here. I've also done a bunch of specials as well. There's a few there you might enjoy, including my Stephen King starter kit. So in this video we're up to 2013, another year where Stephen King released 2 books. In this video we're going to cover the first of those books, Joyland, the second thing he published with Hard Case Crime. I'm going to give you 19 reasons to read this delightful little tale, and I'll cluster any spoilers together at the end and give you warning in case you need to dip out before I get to them. So let's get on to it, shall we? So as I've already mentioned, this was King's second outing with Hard Case Crime, following on from 2005's The Colorado Kid, which I've covered up here. And once again, it was a paperback first, although there was a limited edition hardcover released about a week afterwards. And once again, the cover fucking slams. So a bit like some of the other books that King was releasing at this point in his career, this one actually stemmed from a very simple idea many years earlier. The idea for Joyland was actually an image King had of a kid in a wheelchair on a beach flying a kite with a dog. And he also wanted to write about carnivals, because who doesn't fucking want to write about carnivals? Eventually he got there. So this one is kind of a mystery, but also a coming of age story and a getting over your first real batch of heartbreak story. And apparently King's regular publishers just weren't that sold on the idea, which is sort of why King went back to Hard Case Crime with it. But just hold on for a second. Imagine turning down a Stephen King novel. So if you're wondering what to expect in this kind of thriller, let's pick out a list of key topics. We've got haunted carnival rides, we've got carny speak that King himself made up, we've got beautiful people, we've got the seaside, we've got psychic kids, we've got heartbreak, and we've got serial killers. So what is going on here? It's 1973 and we're in the company of Devin Jones, a college kid who decided to take on a summer job at Joyland Amusement Park in North Carolina. Yep, North Carolina, not Maine. In short, he has one swell summer and decides to stay on through the winter, take a year out from his studies and work through the off-season with Joyland, where he starts discovering some of Joyland's less joyful secrets, and we stick around to see what he does about it. So while this one does have some scary moments, it's not really a horror story. It's probably closest in tone to The Body, and that's no bad thing, right? In case you were wondering, the Joyland Park in this book is largely based on the Kenobi Lake Park in Salem, New Hampshire. Yeah, fucking New Hampshire. Just in case you were wondering. No, not a tractor, fucking huge construction vehicle. What the hell? So something really great about Joyland is its heart. It is full of heart, and it's captured in Joyland's owner, 93-year-old Bradley Easterbrook, who reminds his new recruits that they are there not to sell corn dogs, not to sell tickets on the big wheel, but to sell fun. I mean, it's not all fun. Devin does spend quite a lot of time moping around and listening to Pink Floyd and The Doors in the dark and just generally being a bit of an emo. But hey, at least he had a good soundtrack for it. So for me, one of the keys to a good carnival story is good carnies, and King gives us 2 great carnies here. The first is Madame Fortuna, Joyland's fortune teller, who reads Devin's fortune and tells him about 2 very important people he will meet in his future. A girl in a red hat and a boy with a dog. More fucking construction traffic. I will tell you more about both of those people if you stick around after the spoilers. So the other is Lane Hardy, the carny who kind of becomes Devin's mentor, shows him the ropes, and is full of this made-up carny speak that King created specifically for this story. And let's just say he's much better at creating carny speak than he was at all that smucking weird stuff in Lisa's story. So another important character that Devin meets is actually a ghost of a woman called Linda Gray, who was murdered on the horror house ride years earlier by her boyfriend, and it was never solved. Wanting to solve that case is one of the big reasons Devin decides to stick around in the off-season. So like many King characters, Devin has a superpower. No, not telekinesis. No, not pyrokinesis. No, not the shine. He is quite possibly the best person in the world at dressing up like a big fucking dog. Howie the Happy Hound, to be precise, Joyland's mascot. A big costume, a big sweaty costume that Devin seems to revel in wearing and spends most of his summer in it. This costume is called Wearing the Fur. It sounds very silly, but actually, in the context of the story, it works really, really well. And is a bit of fun, you know? You like fun? Okay, time to crack into some spoilers, so if you need to dodge them, then this is your cue to leave, and I'll see you later. Okay, those people Devin meets. First, the girl in the red hat. She is a girl who ends up choking on a hot dog, and Devin saves her while dressed as Howie the Hound, no less, earning obviously lots of good praise for him and the park. Good dog. The kid with the dog is Mike Ross, a psychic kid who is also terminally ill and is desperate to go to Joyland, and Devin makes that happen for him, giving him a special one-day treat at the amusement park just after it closes for the summer. It's the best day of Mike's life, and Mike's mum rewards Devin for that with some super sweet sexy sex. Now Mike is a great little character who you just can't help but fall for, especially when you hear about his nasty old cocksucker of a granddad who kind of reminds me a lot of Max DeVore from Bag of Bones. Not a nice man. So there aren't many links to King's other works here, but I picked out a few that we can probably claim. There's a scene here that is very reminiscent of the deer stepping out into the clearing in The Body. There's some talk of somebody having to put a clothespin on their Johnson, like in The Dead Zone, and everyone's favourite tabloid, Inside View, gets a mention as well. Now, even though we're in spoiler territory, I'm not going to reveal the identity of Linda Gray's killer, but I will say that I think King revealed it really brilliantly. The first time I read this story, I honestly did not see it coming and was pretty shocked when I found out who it was. So lastly, while this is a very light, breezy story, kind of like a summer fling almost, it has a surprising amount of heart and joy in it, and it will stick around in your head afterwards. Even the inevitable death of Mike at the end isn't so sad. It's not too much of a downer like it would be in some of King's earlier works. I mean, fittingly, for the title of the book and the amusement park, this is just a joy to spend some time reading. So there we go, 19 reasons to read Joyland. Let me know what you think of this one in the comments, and hey, would you fancy going to this little amusement park sometime? Shall I see you there? If you enjoyed this, click around my channel. There's loads more videos exploring lots of reasons to read lots of Stephen King books, and there's more specials as well. Which one shall I point you to this time? How about the special I did for Halloween last year, Top 10 Scary Stories? It's not Halloween now, but fuck it. Halloween's a state of mind, not just a time of year. If you do like what you see here, and you don't find me too annoying, and you don't get too pissed off with the tractors going past, then maybe consider clicking subscribe as well so you don't miss any videos in the future. And if you want to come and chat on Instagram, I'm at Dave Musson, always happy to hear from you. Next up, we're still in 2013, and we're catching up with that Torrance kid to see how he's faring as an adult. See you for that one.